Hello and welcome everyone. It is finally time for a new Legacy video. I have not recorded a video in quite some time, but there's a huge reason for this, and I will explain to you all of that to you now in detail. First off, why haven't I recorded a video in a while? That is because I have been heavily preparing for the Eternal Mania event, which happened last weekend, and I didn't really want to. I didn't really want the world to know what I was playing because I was preparing this list, BANT CONTROL. After testing around with it a bit, I really felt that this was a big deal. It was a huge meta killer, but people usually put me on Infect, right? So I didn't want everyone to know that I was playing this. I wanted them to think that I was playing Infect while they were competing against me. In fact, I actually had a 4-0 ready for about a week, and I didn't finish the 5th game because I didn't want the decklist to get published. And I can show you because let's just show you the results of the tournament that I did. So the Eternal Mania tournament was huge, a huge event in Belgium where the entirety of Europe gathered, 229 players, which is very big. And this is me. I finished at the 12th place. No, that's not true. I finished 11th place, so very good position there. Very happy with my result. In fact, and that's a bit unfortunate, I even lost my win and in. I was 6-1, and I was at that point 5th, so I could not draw into top 8, which really sucked. But so be it. And then I lost my win and in. But it is important to know that this deck has been excellent throughout the entire tournament, and one small detail and it would have been top 8 here. And to prove you that this event took place at, as you can see, August 9, and look at the 5-0 deck list that I made on August 10. So the next morning I actually finished the league and went 5-0 straight away. This is me with pretty much the same deck list. So just to show you that this list is legit. It's not just a fluke in Paper Magic, it works online as well. So why was I brewing on this deck, and why do I think that it's so good and still think this is what you should be playing if you want to be controlling in the current meta? So how did this deck came about? Well, since they announced that they would not do any bans, my head started brewing around and thinking, okay, so what do we want to do? What is good in this current meta? And for people who have seen my last video, I recorded a video where I put 4 Endurance main in Infect. And that was because I think right now Endurance is just, in general, the best card that you can play in the Legacy meta, right? If we just look at the Legacy meta, just take a look at these like top 10 decks. And if you look at all of them, like at least in 50% of those, Endurance is just a house. Like against Reanimated is excellent. So against Tempo, Oops All Spells, Delver, Doomsday, even lands, that's the multitude of decks just suffer so hard against Endurance, and I knew this was the pivotal card that I wanted to have in my deck. Now, I've tried pushing it into Infect, that didn't work, and then I figured, okay, what else is there that I can believe slots in for Endurance main? You know, I'm a big control player sometimes, with Jeskai control being a big favorite, and I've tried Jeskai control, I didn't really like it. And then I figured, I've played BANT control before, what if I just make a BANT control shell, because I do think that this is able to house for Endurance main. And that's how this came to be. I adjusted, I checked out some lists that I saw online, didn't really like a lot of them, and just changed it towards my own build, and this is where we end up. Let's dive in detail, right? Lands, 20 lands, you need a lot of lands if you're playing control deck. I am doing a combination of a split of 3 Strand, 3 Rainforest, and 2 Vistas. This deck also plays back to basics, so I really like having the access to a lot of basics, as you can see. 2 Forest, 3 Island, 1 Plains. I rarely miss having a second Plains because you don't have that many double whites. In fact, you only have Wrath of the Skies and Supreme Verdicts that need double white, and you should be able to fetch up jewels to cast it if you want. I have 1 flex slot here, and that is Karakas. Karakas has been okay. I could see myself playing Mystic Sanctuary here instead, or maybe a Surveil land. Karakas is just fine right now. Nothing more. It wasn't terrible or anything, but I think this is a flex slot. Feel free to adjust. But all the rest is pretty much locked. 2 Trops, 2 Tundras, 1 Savannah. That feels fine, and I was very happy with it. Then we have some generic stuff that you always play these days in Legacy. You have the blue stuff for Brainstorm, for Ponder, for Force, 2 Force Negations. Feel free to swap them for Spellfierce if you like that. And then the bread and butter of the deck. 4 Endurance, you need that. And then 3 Euros, it pitches both to... Wow. Since when did these cards become so big? I just launched an upgrade, and that's new. Anyway, Uro, and those are the two win cons for Endurance for Uros. Very often what people do against you is they board in Graveyard Hate, so don't cut all of your Endurances ever. Trust me, I've done that and it was a mistake, because they just want to try and prevent you from having Uro. Sure, you have Tomio and Endurance as a win con, you don't really care about that. Removal, Swords, Plowshares, Ending, and one Supreme Verdict. Love the Supreme Verdict now too, really, really good, and then Tomio, because why not? And then really important in this list as well is the 4 One Rings. This card is disgustingly good. If you resolve the One Ring, it is hard to lose a game. It happens because it happened to me at a certain point, but it's rare. That means that the cards that you draw are quite awful, which happens, but it is statistically very low. And this is just a meta call, right? I'm playing Carpet of Flowers, in a beautiful Final Fantasy art, by the way, in the main. That's just the times. It's excellent. It has been so good so many times. But I do consider like this Carpet of Flowers and the Back to Basics main as flex slots. I have tried a combination of 1 Carpet, 1 Vader Summer main, combination of 1 Back to Basics and 1 Vader Summer main, but I ended up with, I think the best thing that you want to be doing is 1 Carpet in the main and 1 Back to Basics, because Vader Summer is a bit too narrow. I've tried it, it was okay, but it wasn't excellent. And that's the shell, really powerful. Do not worry about only having 8 cards, 8 green cards in the main, because this deck can very easily just hardcast Endurance. And if you really need to, you have so many ways to actually find a double green that you will be able to do that usually. Even a Reanimator these days is not as fast anymore as it used to be. It has slowed down a bit. Don't get me wrong, it's still very, very strong and by far the best deck, but it has slowed down a little bit. Especially with our deck, we have a lot of ways to slow them down. Sideboard. This deck really wants to play a lot of removal spells. There are not too many board wides flying around anymore in Legacy these days, and since we are playing those, people do not expect it. Especially, I've started out 3 Supreme Verdicts and 1 Wrath of the Skies, but you really want to have 2 Wraths because Urza Saga can be an issue. So I like the split of 2 Wrath, 2 Verdict. Against fair matchups, you will just annihilate them, like especially against blue-black aggro and Delver decks. Those are pretty much buys. Reanimator is also very, very good. I have like 70% win rate against that deck. If they have the complete nuts, you can still lose because it's Reanimator, but overall you have a very good win rate. The rest is relatively stock. I like the second Back to Basics. I faced lands twice in a tournament. It just shuts them down. You have 2 Hydroblast for all the Moonstompy decks, 3 Consigned to Memories, and a combination of Back to Basics is what you need, because look at this, Mystic Forge is very popular. There is also a resurgence of Eldrazi decks, so Mystic Forge is not that bad for this deck, because a combination of us having Wrath of the Skies and Consign and Back to Basics and Prismatic Ending, you can slow them down significantly. Then I'm playing another Carpet of Flowers, 2 Veil of Summers, I think that's essential, and 2 Ghost Vacuums. The only card I was not very excited about is this one, Damping Matrix. The only matchup currently that I feel like I haven't solved yet with this list is Cephalid Breakfast specifically, or Nadu Breakfasts. Let me play against anything else in this top 15 decks, and I'm feeling comfortable. We can beat them relatively easy. But Cephalid Breakfast is an issue. In fact, on the European Legacy Masters Tournament, I did really bad. I went 1-4 drop, but that's because I actually had very, very tough luck in the matchup lottery. I had to face Nadu Breakfast twice, which was scary, and I also faced Initiative of all decks. Initiative, I was not prepared for that. So 3 horrible matchups, and I even had Damping Matrix at a certain point, and I still lost that game because they just start slamming you down. So that's the only matchup, and Breakfast is played a lot in Paper Magic that I haven't solved. Suggestions very welcome. What do you think I should be playing? I even thought about maybe splashing red only in the sideboard for Harsh Mentor, because it does kill them very quickly, but I'm not sure. I even made a huge mistake because I played a Damping Matrix when I had the One Ring in play. So I played Damping Matrix and then the One Ring, and I tried to draw a card, but of course Damping Matrix shuts down your own One Ring. I didn't even consider that. It hadn't ever come up in my testing games. So it's a non-bow, so I'm not sure about that. That is the explanation. This deck list freaking slapped. If you're interested in a sideboard guide, I have that in my Patreon, by the way. Check out the description. Don't forget to follow and subscribe my channel, by the way, if you are enjoying this. But now let's dive into the magic. Alright, I would like to play first. Yes, thank you very much. This hand is okay. I'm going to keep. Wish there was one more land in here, but I guess I can't complain. All the rest is pretty good. Probably gonna fetch up a Tundra. Very afraid of Wasteland though. Steam Vents, that probably means Delver. So I don't think I can. This is difficult because I don't really want to fetch up Tundra, but I think I have to. Yeah, I need to maximize here my odds. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to fetch now, get Tundra and Swords immediately. I'd much rather not do that, but if I fail to find a land here, I'm going to feel awful, and I need to... Like, if I brainstorm, don't find a land, I'm going to feel so bad. But then at least I have been able to brainstorm. Okay, we do find a forest. That's nice. I'm going to brainstorm so they did in days. Okay, there we have the land, so that's not bad. I'm going to put them like this, I think. Just play the Tundra in case they have Wasteland. That means I always have another Tundra. And I don't want to show them that I'm playing green currently, so this is okay. We should be very favored against a Delver deck, though. Steel Cutter, that's fine. I'm going to ending that. Draw the Trop. Let's see if we get to ending the Steel Cutter. Yeah, they want to force here. That's really okay. I have another ending, so I'm okay with that. And I also have Forest, so I can just block the token that they get. They do force, excellent. They pitch to Mio, also excellent. This is really good. I'm probably not going to ending now and just see if they slam in, and then just play Endurance. Preordain, sure. Already, you are seeing why this is such a good matchup. I'm at a healthy 19 life. And Uro, of course, is a house in the matchup. Have a Bauble, get a token, sure. Slam in. Ouch. I do want to resolve Endurance here, so I'm just going to chill and in the upkeep probably play the Endurance. Then again, if they force back, do I care? I guess I almost want them to do that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let them draw a card. I want to kill this Monk token. If I can. They've already used one force, so chances of them having another one is relatively low. There we have the Bauble. Sure. Play the Misty, probably attack, so I'm going to play Endurance. Now they can actually play another cantrip here to kill Endurance. So it's possible that I'm not even going to block here. Here we go, they will try to Unholy Heat. They do have 4 different types. And do I want to fight for this Unholy Heat? I have Uro. So I don't really want to do that. But I think I have to. Yeah, let's force negation here. They have 2 cards in hand, so... I just want to get to the late game, so I think this is the way to do it. And not block the Monk token. Unfortunate that I had to pitch the Uro though, but... I guess I can't complain. The response of the Mishra's Bauble trigger. They will fetch. I guess I will ponder first. See what's up. Samio, that's not bad. Draws me a bunch of cards. So I guess I keep it. Let's try and get rid of this Steel Cutter. That's pretty much the only thing I'm afraid of now. That works, nice. Do I want to daze? Do I want to walk this into a daze? I think I do. Let's see if they have it. They do have days. Okay, that sucks. But I knew what I was doing here. Reason why I do this is because they haven't dazed anything that I've played. So now looking back on this, I know what's coming. It's 3 lands. That's not great. So we could be in trouble still. We'll find out soon. I guess I should have probably just waited a turn to play around days, now that I know that I have 2 lands on top. That might have been a small mistake here. Then again, I'm currently not very afraid of what my opponent's trying to do. I know they have 1 land in hand too, so if they don't have Murktide, we're okay. Guess I should have kept my mouth shut. But even still, this Murktide is not very quick to kill us. It's only a 4/4. So I should be able to buy myself a turn or 2. Okay, they just attack. I'm in for 4, sure. Play the planes. Probably should have, in my upkeep, I probably should have fetched. I actually thought about it just as I saw that I passed to the next turn. You can see it, a combination of streaming and playing. If it's not... when I'm streaming, I usually don't have my peak performance, if that makes sense. Lots of good draws here, though. Supreme Verdict would probably be the best one, or the One Ring. Then again, that does cost me life, so... They probably just want to up the prowess triggers here up to the maximum. They have a land in hand. We know about that. So it's going to be big here. Probably have to block the Murktide. Unless they have a cantrip, then I'm just dead. Then it doesn't matter. So they do have it. Okay. So I think the loss here was on me. I should have either not played the Tamiyo there in 2 days, or I should have just shuffled with the Ponder. So that's my mistake. What you don't want to do against Delver is keep your forces. They are really, really bad, and then you just want to have all the rest. So back to basics, really good. Hydroblasts, you like the Carpet of Flowers is really good. You just want to have more removal spells, basically. Then I trim down 1 to 1 ring, 3 is more than enough. If you just count all the removal spells, like, it's insane, right? We now have 12 removal spells, dedicated removal spells, and that's not including the Hydroblasts. Okay, seems fine, let's keep. I will start off, and I will play my basics if I can. So I'll start off with Tamiyo. My opponent will very likely have boarded out some number of removal spells, so it's very likely that this Tamiyo will survive. Let's play the Flooded Strand. So what I will try and do is Brainstorm here and have Hydroblast up in case I need it. Because I imagine that if they had removal spells, they would have used it in their turn to prevent me from having potentially Hydroblast. Guess we'll find out soon. It's nice. All good, all good. So I think I'm putting 2 Endurance on top. If I have to fetch for Hydroblast, what do I want to get rid of? Back to base is just so powerful. Ending 2. Maybe Uro. I guess Endurance is better than Uro, so I'm going to put them like this. Now, ideally, though, I do want to play around days. So I'd love to play back to basics when my opponent does not have the option of dazing. So hopefully when we fetch next turn afterwards, we can draw land. Now I do have a clue token, so we should be able to find it. I really hope that I don't have to fetch with the Flooded Strand, because that would mean I need to get blue for Hydroblast. Steel Cutter. I think that's okay. I'm gonna let it resolve. They always have the bauble. They always have it. I'm just going to Hydroblast the Steel Cutter, then have ending up. I could just try and slam down back the basics, but the card's too good to potentially throw away because it just wins the game on its own. So do I want to draw Uro here? Honestly, I don't think I do. I think I just want to find the land, so I'm going to fetch right now. Get a basic. The Mission's Bauble, sure. Find a forest. So they saw the forest, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to cast the Hydroblast. And if they do counter that, that means I still have ending to do that again. Wow, that is aggressive. They force pitch Tamiyo. Okay. So I'm going to ending again. And if they do daze here, I may just with Tamiyo bring back the Hydroblast or the ending. It's not bad. Then again, I do have Endurance. So I guess I should just plus with Tamiyo. They still have to get rid of it, right? Okay, so they do have a pretty good hand here. That's plus. Now, at least we know that Back to Basics is probably going to resolve, which is very important in this matchup, because if I can just shut down their land base, I can probably wait a turn. I'm still at a healthy 18 life. They first have to get rid of Tamiyo, so they have to spend the wheels here. After spinning the wheels, hopefully get enough damage through to kill Tamiyo. So with the Tamio trigger, they do need to have another cantrip here. Yep, they do. And if they kill Tamio and I'm able to drop down back to basics and it resolves, we are still good, because that means they will not be able to prowess all of these monk tokens. And we still have a lot of good draws, right? Any board wipe here is good. Removal spells are fine too. I haven't seen a lot of removal spells here this game. Okay, they slam in. Let's see what they have left. Main question here will be, did they find another force? So they need to attack Tamio here with everything. They decided to keep back a monk token. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? I do not have any clue. Doesn't make any sense, really, if you ask me. Why? Okay, now I'm curious. Anyway, back to basics resolves. Let's see what they have left. Looks like I have the Power Blast for... Oh, they go back to basics, of course. That does make sense. I think they have to. So I may have to swords here to try and save my Tamio. So let's see. This one attacks Tamio. This one will be attacking me. No, they will all be attacking Tamio. Sure. I'm going to try and swords this one. See if I can save my Tamio. Which I can. Lovely. That means I'm just going to fire... They don't have days, so I'm just going to fire off all my spells now. Endurance first. Because that's the most important one. And as you can see, you can still lose against this deck. Even though it's a good matchup, it's still very aggressive aggro, so you can lose. But what needs to happen for our opponent is everything for them needs to line up well, and the game can't go too long. Because I think we are getting to a point where I'm just not sure how we are going to be able to lose. Murktide, I guess, is something that can happen. Steel Cutter. So if they have multiples, that can get scary. Get some triggers here, sure. Okay, so I'm going to slam in with Tamio. Don't really want to brainstorm here. What I could do is I could bring back... Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going to use this Tamio to bring back, I guess, Hydroblast and then brainstorm. There we go. Let's see if they have Pyroblast. They do not. I guess I do want to have the Carpet of Flowers here. Uro is really good too. So that will flip. Play him like this. Play that. Last turn. Monk tokens are going to be very big. So I needed to find a board wipe, not going to lie. But as you know, we have 4 board wipes. So every 15 cards should have one, so statistically we will find one soon. Or if you find the One Ring, I think we win as well. So lots of outs here. Any cantrip's good too, basically. So not the best draws currently. Now, the good thing here is that even though they have all these triggers from prowess, Tamio is just so powerful because it makes everything -1/0. So it's really impactful. I guess I just attack everything to Tamio. Okay, so everything to me except these two. So that means I'm going to block one of those. Now, even if they have a cantrip, that's fine. Okay, they have Unholy Heat, that's unfortunate. That's probably the best one, because this means that they do kill Tamio and the Monk token survives. We're still okay though. Even through all of this, I just need to find a board wipe. And I'm playing a lot. That's not a board wipe though. Let's see, what are we going to add? I think we are going to add blue. And let's play the Uro. Let's draw and gain some life. Okay. So I guess we just do it again. Oh no, I don't have green mana. Let's just Hydroblast one of these Steel Cutters. Those are the most scary. I'm going to draw with a clue. So it's up. Ponder. For removal for these cutters. One ring is really good if I have another turn, but it's unlikely. I think I need to shuffle and find swords. Lots of endurances here. I mean, endurance is good, but not in this spot. And almost gone through half of my deck and still 0 removal spells. Well, I've found removal spells, but no board wipes. But not all of them are removal spells, though. Just 1 swords, 1 ending. Luckily, I am getting a lot of life. Now, my opponent should be out of gas by now, I think. Let's add some green. Remember when I said that I never run into time when I'm playing? That's even if I'm playing as an aggro deck, and you can see it again here because it just happens every single time. The aggro players always take too much time. Look at this, 10 minutes left and I have 15. Okay, so let's do this. Again, just buying myself some time. They didn't have a force will for 0. Let's see what they have left. They do have... Oh, they drew bolt. Nice. So lots of good draws by my opponent. Me, not so much. Let's see where we would have found our board wipes. How far were they? Caracas not good. 1 ring, that would have been good. Very good to stabilize. Alright, next round. I like that we start out by actually losing against a good matchup because I think it's important to realize that even though it's a good matchup, like if you have a good matchup against a deck, that means you will win 70% of the time. You will also lose 30% of the time. You will not win every single game, every single time, even though it's a good matchup. So don't feel bad. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Analyze what happened and see if you can find why you lost there. Now this is going to be scary because on the draw against Mystic Forge is scary. Grim Monolith, sure. Kind of hoping that they go for Flesh Raker here because then I can swords it straight away. That would be okay. But key is scary. Yikes! This is the nuts. Okay, well it happens. It's Cruel Captain. This is a cool new card. Look at this. Loyalty, untap. If it's an artifact, counter on it. Search. 1 or less in hand. Sure. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that afraid of it. So what I do think I have to do is get rid of this manifold key. I mean, it's not terribly exciting, but what else am I going to do? Nothing. Need to try and slow them down at least a little bit. But against a start like this, it is difficult. Flesh Rake, and that's fine. We can swords that. Well, at least their hand's empty now. They get the key, but that's okay. If they have an empty hand, I'm not that afraid of the deck anymore. They don't top deck all that well, really. So they untap the Monolith. Let's get rid of this. Play Tamio. Alright, what did you draw, my friend? Lots of bad draws here for them. And this endurance is going to be good. They search. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that, if I'm being honest. Reveal Soul Guide Lantern. That's okay. Don't really care about that card all that much. I guess they just want to desperately draw some cards. Which does make sense, I get it. Flesh Raker. Okay, could be worse. Tap a bunch of stuff. Well, that's a good draw. Let's just use it. Slam in here. I will just draw cards immediately with this Tamio. Here, another endurance. Yikes, that's a lot of endurances. I just want to find the One Ring. Is that too much to ask? Let's just slam in here. Going to play the Uro because I want to draw cards. Brainstorm. That's not bad because that means I can Tamio. I will just get a basic island. I have one back to basics main. So there we go. There's the One Ring that I wanted. Flip. Plus Forest. Pass. Next turn, play the One Ring. I think we should be good unless they find their own One Ring. Then we are in trouble. Flesh Rake. That's okay. Should I... I'm probably going to get rid of it. I think I have to, you know. This thing kills so fast. You just don't want to let it spin out of control. That's number 3. Just one left. Alright, let's draw some cards here, shall we? Who is the best One Ring deck here? Draw another One Ring, that's cute. So this looks to be in total control for me now. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm just looking for Force Will here, stuff like that. None of that though. Yikes. That was not a good sequence of ponders. So I guess it's time to play Endurance end of turn. May have to draw with a clue token if if they play something really bad. In 23 cards, 0 forces. That's unfortunate. Okay, they didn't find anything, so let's just play Endurance. Try and get him. Spin the wheels. There we finally have the Force. So this game is over. My opponent just doesn't realize it yet. Or maybe it does, but they want to see my deck. So we found some more Forces. Of course, we're going to find them sooner or later. Let's just slam in. I need to discard. What am I going to get rid of? I guess Supreme Verdict. I'm the one with the creatures now. And they just concede. Yeah, that makes sense. Sideboarding Wrath, good. So it's back to basics and consign to memory. Damping Matrix, fine, but usually a bit too expensive. This is usually just all I bring in. Trim some number of endurances. Don't board them all out because that will come back to haunt you. We don't want this, of course. Supreme Verdict isn't great. You'd rather have Wrath of the Skies. It's not that good. Night Trim, some number of swords. Sure, it's good against Flesh Raker, but pretty much nothing else. I'm fine with keeping 2. Yeah, this is a hand I can get behind. Just wait until we get to the late game and win from there. Seems good. Usually what you need to do against this deck is stop 1 or 2 Haymakers and you win the game. And they very rarely have a good turn 1. So just chill here because you want to have access to consign to memory. Flesh Raker, nope. Lotus Petal, sure. Let's ponder. Looking for another consign to memory. Force Will, that's not bad. And I think I'd then take Ending. Play them like this. Pass turn. Next turn, probably Uro. And have the One Ring turn afterwards. Or just do nothing, because I know I have a land coming. Then I can hardcast Force Negation. Doesn't seem bad. So let's pitch Uro. Petal, sure. Yep, so let's play this. Pass turn, so I can hardcast Force Negation. Can't. Let's get rid of it. Another Petal, sure. I just wish that I could Wrath now. Get rid of everything. So I guess I miscounted here because I didn't have a land on top. Probably my mistake. Doesn't really matter though. I would have probably just played exactly the same. Do I want to Ending a Petal? Is that worth it? I just don't think so because I can Ending Flesh Raker if they play it next turn. As you can see, what you usually have to do is stop 1 or 2 Haymakers and then you win the game, which is what we did. Okay, swords, let's just pass. I just need to draw a land here. Wrath of the Skies would be amazing. But now that we know that they have the Kozilek's Command, not so much because they could have just done this in response. Main issue here is me failing to find the land. I'm such a scrub. Hey, are they going to kill me? I don't have Force, so I guess they do. They've seen so many cards. Would it be weird if I'm not dead here? Kozilek's Command, sure. As a follow-up, we have the One Ring. That's okay. If I can play my own One Ring, that's not that big of a deal, really. Key is also fine. I can Wrath it away. Draw more cards, sure. Monolith. Key. Draw more cards. Play another Monolith. Play Tesseract, sure. Draw more cards. Oh no, they actually search. I was honestly expecting them to just untap the One Ring. With Candelabra makes sense. Tap a bunch of lands. Go ahead, my friend. Khan. Liquid Metal Coating, nice. I'm just going to draw one card to see what's up, because I doubt that we will be able to do anything else. I've been mana screw, so now with the Liquid Metal Coating, it's not going to get any better. What I could do is, I guess I could get rid of this Candelabra. Yeah, let's just try it, you never know. I could also target the Liquid Metal Coating. They'll probably just use Khan and kill me regardless, but I'll just target this. See what they do. It's always interesting to know what my opponent's sideboard plan is. Even though I just expect this game to be over, you should try and get as much information as you can, even when you're losing. See what your opponent's playing, you know, make them check their sideboard if you have the time. But as we've established a lot of times before, usually when I'm playing Control, I'm not the one that's the problem when you look at the clock. Typical Control players, so I prefer playing Control and Magic Online, because I never use up most of the clock. I'm not even going to bother getting rid of these Flesh Rakers. I'm dead. I just want to see how. So they use the Khan, they have Lattice, they have Paradox Engine. Okay, so that's game over. What's going to happen is they can untap everything every single time, so that's game. Alright, no changes. Let's submit. Hand's perfect, except for the fact that I don't have lands. This hand's pretty bad, but I'm not going to mulligan to 5. But I think I have to. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan. Just doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm going to keep. Let's get rid of these two. I will probably not have the luxury of fetching basics. Let's see if we can win after a mulligan to 5. That would be sweet. Human pass. Okay. I like that. Disrupt the flute. Okay, cute. So I'm going to fetch. Curious what they will name. Tamio, maybe? Or will they just try and randomly name a fetch land to try and get me? That would be insane. Name Force Wheel. Do I want to ending the flute? I don't think so. Let's just brainstorm. Not terribly exciting. I think I'm going to put them like this. Play that. Pass turn. I kind of want to draw the land, that's why I'm not pondering. Mox Opal, sure, after playing Urza's Tower. Opal does not generate mana yet. Lantern, don't care. That's it, okay. So I'm just going to draw the land here. I will fetch. Get Savannah so I have everything that I need. Let's ponder. To find Force, I'm just going to ending the Disruptive Flute. Nice. So let's ending that. Now, no blue card, something to be aware of, but I just want my opponent to think that I have Force Will. And this also stops Mox Opal from generating mana, which can be relevant here. Cosmos Command X is 1. X is 1 is fine. Really hoping for a good Wrath of the Skies here next turn, that would be sweet. Grim Monolith, sure. Key, nice. They draw, okay. Khan, that's a good one. So they choose Disrupt the Flute. I guess they named the One Ring now, since I have almost 4 mana. That would be the best thing for them to name. Name Force Will again. Looks like my bait did work. Okay, so I'm just going to Wrath here. Let's just blow up everything. Boom. For a mulligan to 5, this is more close than I would expect it to be. But as you can see, this matchup's really not that bad. Best card in the matchup, though, by far, is Back to Basics. Liquid Metal Coating, that's fine. I really don't... I have all my lands, so you can take whatever you want. Take Tundra, sure. Dramatic ending. Let's just play it. Rid of it. Because now if I do draw the One Ring, I want to be able to cast it. They missed the land drop. Important to realize. One Ring, come on. It's not the One Ring, but now I can hardcast Force Will, so I am feeling a lot safer now. Top Deck War should usually benefit me. Consign's a good pickup. Let's just pass through the turn. The longer this game goes on currently, the better it becomes for me. Well, at least at this state of the game it still does. Yeah, that's going to get countered. I am going to force and hardcast to this, because next turn, if I draw the One Ring, I actually want to be able to cast the One Ring and have the option to consign to memory. What are they going to get? I'm curious here. Another Liquid Metal Coating, but that's okay. I have 4 mana, so I don't really care about that. And I have double white regardless of what they choose. So whatever. Beast that. Not the best draws here. And by not the best, I actually mean awful. Sure. Now they will kill it. Still fine though. Mystic Forge. Nah. We can't have that now, can we? Right, let's have a good draw step now. They are the ones top decking excellent. Not us currently. Thing is, even if I have the One Ring, I can't use it with Khan. Okay. That was another bad top deck. What do we want here? Probably Uro is good. Endurance is good. Anything that can kill Khan, basically. They reveal an artifact. That's interesting. Mystic Forge. Yeah, makes sense. I'm just going to yield through the turn, because whatever. Funny thing is that since they are at 10, these Ancient Tombs could just kill them. Key, that's a good one. So they untap the Forge, do it again. Down to 6. Man, Endurance would be so good right now. I have so many good draws. Down to 4. Play a One Ring, I dare you, chicken. Can't, damn. Kill that, sure, doesn't matter. Uro! I guess we play it. I think I'm just going to fetch up a bunch of basics here. I don't want to draw more lands. Guess I fetch up a forest. Let's keep this one, so I can fetch up a land depending on another swords. Depending on what they kill. See, this is why I don't really like swords all that much. I think having 2 is the most you wanna. And of course we draw both. Did I accidentally board out my One Rings though? Doesn't matter. As we established with Khan, we can use him. You're going to kill Tundra? Sure. If I just... Imagine I would have drawn Endurance though. End of turn. Play Endurance. Slam in. Kill you. Down to 2. Do remember, we had a mulligan to 5. So, for a mulligan to 5, this game is very close. But I do think we're going to lose this one in the end. Mycosynth, Lattice, yes indeed. Let's see what we would have found. Swear to God, we are going to top deck Endurance now. Ponder, okay. That would have been a good one. Okay, not the best. Right, let's see if luck turns. Yes, please. Turns fine, I'm going to keep. Playing a fast combo deck, though. This is awful. Let's start with a Ponder. Nothing I really want. This is going to be a shuffle. Tundra, is this the mirror? No, it's not. No mats. Okay. So, difficult matchup here. As I said before, Nadu Breakfast is scary. I'm going to ending that now. And let us ponder. Endurance is really not that great in this matchup. Ooh, yikes. That's an easy shuffle. Okay, Wandering is pretty good though. Tamio, sure. Do they have the Brainstorm? Doesn't look like it. I think I'm gonna have to Sword straight away. If they had Brainstorm, they probably would have used it. So I'm just gonna. If they Brainstorm a response, I am just gonna Swords again. They do have Brainstorm. Let's just Swords again. Get Savannah so I can hardcast this Endurance. And pass through the turn. And now they can probably just kill us on the on their turn. That's what happens when you do this on Tamio. But if not, we have the Wandering. So there's number 1. And there's number 2. So predictable. Let's go to sideboarding. So as I said, difficult matchup here. Board vibes really good. What you also want is back to basics. That's nice. Carpet, Supreme Verdict, and let's just play the Damping Matrix, even though it's not that great. Endurance is really not that good in the matchup, so I trim down some number of them. Not the biggest fan of Force Negation. It's fine, but nothing more. Then I think I'm going to trim down another Endurance and one Wandering. Alright, let's see how we're going to perform. Nice. This is pretty much the summary of my league today. Keep in mind, we're playing 20 lands, so this is highly unusual. We've had it a couple of times already. What do we get rid of? I like the Wandering here. I also like back to basics. I think I am going to, yeah, just get rid of the Wandering here. Could also get rid of a land. It's risky, but that's maybe the best thing to do. Hope that we find, yeah, I'm going to do that. Hope that we find lands. So we play 20 lands. Every 3 cards should be a land statistically. So Nomads, sure. Damping Matrix. This is the awkward Damping Matrix and Wandering situation. But let's brainstorm. Yikes! My god, this league. Okay. Let's put them like this. Play the Forest and pass. At least I have a Brainstorm to dig for another land. But I really wanted to hit a land here so we could play Matrix or back to basics. Both would have been excellent in this situation, especially with double Force backup. Tamio, yeah, I'm gonna let it resolve. I think I just have to. Can't waste the Force on that. That's also fine. Imagine I now could just slam down back to basics. Boom, game over, right? Let's brainstorm. Let's dig for these lands. Well, technically we did find it. Put them like this. And depending on what my opponent does next turn, see what's up. Nadu. Let's pitch back to basics. I have another one, so this is fine. They slam in. Ouch. My turn. Play the back to basics. See if it resolves. It does. Alright. That's good at least. Next turn, probably play Damping Matrix. Go from there. Afraid of the Tamio flipping, so hope they don't have Brainstorm. Damping Matrix also stops clue tokens from cracking, by the way. Also important to realize. Windswept Heath. I guess they do have a basic planes in there, so they will get that. Another Shuko is fine. Don't think I want to have Damping Matrix now. Probably just going to play the Uro, draw some cards. If I do that, though, I do not have the option of Water Willing. If I don't play the Damping Matrix, they're just going to kill me with these stupid creatures. So I think I just have to. No land, and we draw no blue card. Today is not my day. Let's see what they have left. I'm just going to use for the turn. And they have Cephalid Illusionist, of course. Oh, man. Let's concede. See what we would have drawn soon. No Another ring and planes. Nowhere close to actually something being good. Well, the planes, I guess, would, if we had a one ring, we could have been going from there. All right, next round. So can we finish this 11th place deck that crushes the meta with an 0-5 start? That would be... It's possible. It is possible, for sure. Yeah, what can I say? It's just one of those leagues. Let's mulligan. I'm going to keep and get rid of Hero. Uh-oh, looks like we are playing against Reanimator. Well, we did draw Entrance. At least that we have that going for us. I'm just going to drop down this Tamio. If they date here, that's fine. Tamio is also very good on its own. But now, against Reanimator, it's still not game over, even if they are able to reanimate some stuff. Oh, load spell, never mind. So what are we up against? Doomsday. Now, Endurance is really good against Doomsday as well. So if we draw a green card here, we could be good. Also, if we draw a blue card or cantrip, we are fine. Very important here again that we are on the draw, because on the play you would have been able to actually hardcast this Endurance. Let's check the deck. Anything spicy in here? Quantum Riddlers. Quantum Riddler, what is this? When it enters draw, as long as you've one or fewer cards in your hand. Wow, I've never seen that card before. That would have been that is probably a new one. Rest seems relatively stock. They have one ring in here, that's cute. Anything else that sticks out? Nothing really, no. I do see a Tundra in here, so they are playing white. Important to know. Anything in here that we should know? Also Jace. So that means that also important to know, because that plays around Endurance. So always take a look at what, so you know what you have to play around. I guess that means they only have one Thassa's Oracle. It's usually the split. Let's check. Yep. Seems like they are doing the split of one Thassa's Oracle, one Jace. Alright, I've seen enough. Easy sideboarding, you bring in these. Consign is also good. The basic is also good. And then you just take out removal spells, and that's pretty much it. What I usually do is actually not cut all of the ending. Yeah. Should probably keep the swords. Sometimes these decks play Tamio, but we haven't seen one after there was also Doomsday, so I shouldn't keep the endings. Then I'm keeping two swords. Reason for keeping the swords is like sometimes they have like shouldered in the sideboard, or what we can do is in response to the trigger of Thassa's Oracle, you can actually swords, and if they don't have an empty graveyard, that means empty deck, that means that they don't win. In my tournament, I did play against Echo Storm. I did win that relatively easy. Especially the after sideboarding, you know, I remember they in the first game they went for it with Entombing and trying to go for Echo, but I could just Endurance before they were able to actually cast the Echo of Eons. So Endurance main, man, it's good. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to mulligan. It's a bit too much nothing, really. This is also not great, but it's too good to mulligan, I guess. I do have turn 2 Tamio flipped. Let's just keep. Don't feel good about it, though. Get rid of the swords. Done. Let's play the best one drop in the game. Or at least in Legacy. Pass the turn. And they ponder. That's fine. Misty Rainforest. Okay, that's a good pickup. I'm going to attack. And I will play this Carpet of Flowers. Play Misty first, but I do want to Brainstorm first because that's more important. Okay, not bad. Let's get rid of this. I don't think we want to have a row. Put them like that. Flip. And I will walk this Carpet of Flowers into a daze because I actually don't need the Carpet of Flowers. And if they waste a daze on that, that does mean that my Back to Basics will probably resolve. So I like that. It does resolve. Nice. That means I get to play around daze next turn regardless. Looks like they have Doomsday. Ah, they have the One Ring. Okay. But if I can resolve this Back to Basics, that's fine. Also, my Tamiyo can just win the game quicker. Who has the best One Ring? Ah, yikes. Drawing another one is unfortunate. So a big downside here is that I don't get to add mana because they have protection from everything, so I actually can't target them with Carpet of Flowers, which is so silly. So I'm just going to slam down this Back to Basics into a potential daze. Sucks, but nothing I can do about it. Especially with the One Ring. If I wait longer, it's not going to get any better. And they did find Force, so I'm just going 2+, yield for the turn. So that wouldn't have changed anything because they would have been able to Force anyway. Let's just yield. I guess they have Doomsday. They do. Seeing the One Ring from a Doomsday deck is interesting. I don't think I've ever had that. So the question is now going to be, are we dead? They haven't played the land yet, so I think yes. Yep, looks like we are. So they will Island. They have Lion's Eye Diamonds. In response to this, they just get the win con and kill us. I'm going to concede. Let's see what we would have drawn. Fada Summer. Yeah, that's a good one. Not bad. Alright, so let's see if we can finish with an 0-5 here. It would be funny because I've never actually had that, so if of course it would make sense that I get it if I'm recording. But this is another very medium hand, and by medium I mean pretty damn awful. I'm going to... Mulligan, I guess? Yeah, I'm gonna Mulligan. This is better, let's keep... I think I'm going to get rid of a Ponder and pass the turn. Meticulous Archive, sure. Consult the start charts. What the hell is this? Look at the top. Okay, so this looks like a control card to me. So I'm going to play Flooded Strand. Normally against opposing control decks, Back to Basics really sucks, but if they don't play around it, it can actually be surprisingly good. And the One Ring is a house in that matchup. Especially because most control decks these days don't play the One Ring. Let's get an island and brainstorm. Not particularly fond of swords or ending. But having one of both is not bad. Play the fetch, see what's up, and in my upkeep I may just fetch. Probably just going to slam down Back to Basics turn 3, because I'm hoping that they counter it, and then I can resolve the One Ring turn 4. Okay, so fetch. Ending. Okay, let's just slam down Back to Basics. I don't really care about this all that much, really. So whatever they do with this, it's fine. If it resolves, at least I've tapped down one land. If it doesn't, meh, whatever. But it does resolve. So they will get an island with this one. Sure. Not the end of the world. Counterbalance, that's fine. Now, the One Ring in this matchup is so important that I really want to resolve that. So converted mana cost 3 is something that doesn't come up very often in control decks, so I'm just going to play Ending for X's 2. 6 Sanctuary, sure. And I just want to try and resolve this One Ring when I have Counter Magic up. Because that resolves, we just win. They fight over that, that's really good, so I may just next turn try and resolve the One Ring. Because even if that taps my turn, that's okay. They take Force Will. Sure. I think I'm just going to Prismatic Ending first, because they want to fight over this, that's fine. No, so they will take the Force. think I'm actually gonna Prismatic Ending the Narset. They will force. Okay. Now that I've drawn the One Ring, that does change things. Because I want to resolve the One Ring, I want to be able to actually draw cards. So I think I'd rather have them... I'm going to cast the One Ring, because they will need to Force the Will Thatch. That means the Force Will is gone, and that means I can have Ending to get rid of this Narset and start drawing cards with the One Ring. Never know, maybe they don't have another blue card. They do. They pitch Tamiyo. So now I only know that they're going to draw a mountain. Let's see what they reveal. Consult the star charts. They shuffle with a ponder. Let's get rid of this. Oh, they actually have Force Negation on top. I think that's probably game over. Because they're going to draw it. Yeah, let's concede. Clearly not my day today. Blue-white control or Jeskai control is an extremely good matchup. So of course I'm going to lose today because as we've seen, it is not my league currently. So we'll probably just lose. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try and come back from this. So I'm going to trim some of these white cards. They are very bad. Anything else I want? I've cut back the basics. I'm probably just going to swap swords for Supreme Verdicts. Because it can't get counted, and their winning condition is usually 4th Alingus, so I'm just going to play this. Yeah, this hand's okay. It's lacking in actual win cons, but we will find them. At least we probably won't, because it's this league, but normally this hand's okay, especially with Carpet of Flowers. Just keep it back for a while, and if you draw one of your haymakers that we've almost never seen today, we actually take over the game very, very quickly. Let's play the Misty. Pass. Tamiyo, that's a good one. I'm going to play it. See what they do. And then I get a Forest. Play the Carpet. Don't really need it. If it resolves, it's just nice. I say no. I will fight over this Tamiyo. If they try and remove it, I will use Force Will. Because I think that's the only thing I have going on right now. Oof. Why did I take out my back to basics? Look, imagine if I could have used it now. They get rid of swords. I mean, that must mean they have another one. Because why else would they do that? Okay, drawing Uro here is nice. So I'm going to use this Carpet of Flowers. Going to add some green. So add it to green. Let's play this. The Uro. No land, but that's okay. I'm going to flip this Tamiyo. Gonna draw. I think I want to get... Let's imagine they get rid of this Carpet of Flowers. Then I do think I want to get another green card here. Let's draw and flip the Tamiyo. The One Ring, that's good. See, so now you're finally beginning to see the power level of this deck. Which is something that happened during the main event of that 230 player event all the time. Not so much this league. Counterbalance, don't care. That may resolve. So I'm just going to try and slam down the One Ring. Converted mana cost 4 is very unlikely to be on top. They reveal Narset. That's converted mana cost 3. Good to know. And of course we'll fight over this. So negation, I will force it back. Would be cool if they now go for Pyroblast and not Hydroblast. That would be sweet. Nope, they just have double force. Okay. But I still have Tamiyo. Let's plus. They play the Narset. What do they reveal? Predict. That's interesting. Predict. Because they will see the card on top, but I just have to get rid of this Narset. Let's do X is 2 for converted mana cost 3. They reveal Island. Do we get rid of it? We do. Plus. Okay, so now the question is, can they get rid of my Tamio? They will do is they will probably predict in the upkeep, get rid of that island, and hope to draw a Red Blast with that mountain. I wish I could have kept up Hydroblast, but I failed to find a plane, so I couldn't do that. So it will depend on what my opponent finds. Looks like they did find it, but I would have just conceded, probably. There we go. So I think I'm going to go for Uro. As you can see, Counterbalance is really not that good against us. They reveal an island, good to know. That means I can safely ponder. Another One Ring, that's good. I do like the Veil of Summer, that's also good. Haven't played a land yet, so I'll play the Caracas. I'm just going to brainstorm now because I want to change the order of cards on top of my library. Let's put some endurances here and pass through the turn. Tamio. Yeah. I have Caracas, so that doesn't do all that much. So let's add some green and cast the One Ring. What do you have on top, my friend? They do not use the Counterbalance. Nice. Okay. That's good. Let's draw some cards here. Draw the Endurance, slam in with the Uro. Play the land. Slam in for 6, pass turn. So I'm deliberately not using the Caracas here, because I want to use it at a time when they're going to try and flip the Tamio. And I want to, if they attack, then I want to slam in Endurance. I think I'm going to Hydroblast here. They could have something on top, but I want to see. Force Will on top, sure. Very nice. And this One Ring is just going to completely take over this game. Let's cast this before they get to draw. Well, they don't have mana, but still. So I can block that to death, and they just concede. Yeah. Very good here. Completely dominated them. Do I want to change anything? Honestly, I don't think so. My deck is pretty good at what they're trying to do. I do like that back to basics, though. Maybe I should cut one Supreme value for one back to basics. I didn't hate that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, this sounds good. As long as you have this one, dude. It's so good, Carpet of Flowers. There's a reason why we are playing one main. It's so powerful against them. I'm just going to slam it down turn 1. See what happens. What are they going to do? Not cast islands? That's not feasible. So I could just turn 2, play this Endurance, and go beat down plan. But I probably just want to do a bit more safe play and just brainstorm, see what's up. Keep the Endurance. For some cool shenanigans. Another one, that's cool. Let's add blue. Brainstorm. Not bad. Not bad at all. Don't think I want to have as many Endurances, so I'm just going to play this Flooded Strands. Some Mew. Probably want to draw one Endurance, but that's it. I think. Could also see myself shuffling them both away, though. Rest in peace. Like, okay. Sure. Okay, so I guess I am going to draw these Endurances, but that's... This is why I love this this game plan of just always keeping some number of Endurances, because people will do this against you, and if you have Endurance, it's like so awkward because you just literally do not care at all. It just doesn't do anything. Let's play this Endurance now. I have another one coming, so I'm just going to play it. Slam in. Not going to brainstorm. May seem weird, but I kind of hope that they want to remove Tamio and I can respond brainstorm if I have to. I'd rather not, but you never know. Triumph. Do I care? It does gain life. Yeah, I think I'm going to counter here. Yeah, I think I'm going to counter this. And if I find Uro, I can then just ending the rest in peace, so it's still not that big of a deal if it happens. Okay, my Force will worked. That's nice. Oh, this is just perfect. This is too perfect. So, let's brainstorm. Don't want that. And we draw the One Ring too. Yep, looking pretty good. Walking straight into all of my traps. Let's add blue, I guess. Doesn't really matter. It's plus. Play this. Play the One Ring. And I am just going to ending this rest in peace, because why not? I knew about that Carpet of Flowers, right? Did I shuffle it away? I don't remember. I'm 0-4, so don't expect me to be playing at my tightest. And I'm also recording, so that's already a situation where I'm not that attentive usually. Okay, did they know what's on top? Don't think so. Oh yeah, they did. Name rest in peace, sure. They actually milled rest in peace on top, so you can see how bad it is. Okay, so do I want to take back the prismatic ending? Never mind. It's fine though, I still have the One Ring. I'm going to draw a lot of cards here. Let's see what's up first. Caracas, that's pretty good. Might as well, just going to draw some cards. Blue! Draw. Endurance. Caracas. Let's get rid of that. Slam in. In come the beatdowns. Just looking at the clock, I've been streaming for 2 hours now, something that you probably not noticed because I trimmed these heavily. But I just noticed because my camera, when I started recording, I was in the light and now it's totally dark in here. So apologies. But I've been recording for a long while now. Let's draw some cards. Add green, I think. Yes, green. Play the Trop. Play the Uro. Green, green, blue. Play the Vista. Say fine. Let's brainstorm. Shuffle away the Carpet of Flowers. Keep the One Ring. We may need it at a certain point. Slam in with the big boys and pass turn. As I said, the matchup against Jeskai control is just so good. We have so much more card draw, and we also have better win cons, so the game that they want to do is just not well set up to deal with what we are trying to do. But we finally did it. We won. We finally won a game with this list that I think is excellent and very powerful. So there you go. Told you it was good. Jokes aside, though, this deck list really is powerful. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done so good in the big tournaments. Pretty unlucky league, though. Lots of mana screw, which is very unlikely. In fact, when I was playing the tournaments, I don't think I mulliganed ever during the main tournament. So, yeah, no, it's still variance. It's still a thing. But overall, give it a shot. I think this is the best control deck that you could be playing in the current format. We didn't see black blue aggro, which is almost a buy. We did play against Delver, but that was too many Corey Steel Cutters. That's pretty much the summary of that game. But I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think about this, and don't forget to subscribe if you did enjoy this content. See you soon. Bye.